Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between xiaOt and Dimaga here on Metalopolis. We have xiaOt spawning as the blue Protoss player over here at the 8 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have Dimaga spawning as the green Zerg over here at the 1 o'clock position. So Protoss versus Zerg here on Metalopolis. Now this is the second game that I've casted for Dimaga between xiaOt, and xiaOt really seems to like 4-gate into like 6-gate play with expansion, so we'll see if he tries to do the same exact thing. Pretty much should be a pretty standard opening. Gonna probably move out with a probe, go ahead and lay down this pylon and then continue scouting out. No, not gonna continue scouting, just gonna go ahead and just continue to mine instead. Metalopolis, you don't need to scout out nearly as early just because of the starting locations. The first game was on, I believe, Desert Oasis that I casted, so that game generally it takes a little bit longer to find your opponent and to figure out their strategies. Most likely going to go ahead and go for a 12 gateway, so going to chrono boost the first 2 probes, and then as that probe going to come on out, going to go ahead and lay down a gateway, and that should allow him to put down a gateway, move on out, going to stop chrono boosting for just a second, and then lay down another probe, and then perhaps chrono boost again. So there we go. Pretty standard play coming in from xiaOt. Dimaga, on the other hand, gonna go ahead and put down a 14 spawning pool. The 14 spawning pool is generally more of a neutral maneuver as opposed to a very fast economic play. The 14 spawning pool allows a Zerg player to really counteract any cheese that comes in by producing that queen a little bit earlier, or that queen on time, and then getting some Zerglings for a little bit of aggression. The extractor was not laid down too early, or the extractor was not laid down prior to the spawning pool, so it will take some time for Dimaga to get up to that magic 100 gas in order to get the metabolic boost. We already see Dimaga moving out with these overlords, so Dimaga is going to have a very strong amount of knowledge happening all around the map. And now in comes this probe. Probe got in a couple zaps on that hatchery, but nothing really is going to happen from that. Overlord now spawning up, Queen now being trained, and this game is fully underway. Back over here, the gateway not producing any zealots, and now a cybernetics core laid down, and yeah, also getting one assimilator. The second assimilator should be up and running. xiaOt really liking to go sentries from what I've seen in this first game, and now xiaOt hiding a probe back over here, so we may get a proxy pylon placed down by xiaOt. Zerglings now going out to scout, gonna go ahead and try to look for any proxy pylons, and now just gonna go ahead and just stand by this natural expansion. Most likely a drone will come on out and then try to set up that natural expansion, as Zerg players really need that additional hatchery. Going for a second queen before laying down that additional hatchery, so going more for, I guess, a more defensive build there, making sure that there's queens, and also not wanting to tech up to tier 2 just quite yet. Metabolic boost nearing completion or halfway as well, so that should be coming in just a moment. Zerglings unable to really spot that one probe, so very nicely done. That probe stand is sitting right behind this Mink statue, and making it very difficult to gain sight on that one probe hiding over there. So nice play by xiaOt, using the line of sight in StarCraft 2, ensuring that his probe is not caught. The army of xiaOt only sitting with 4 food, 1 zealot and 1 sentry, but with this positioning, the sentry and that zealot will force those Zerglings to really come in a single file line, and now that there's 2 sentries in play, we'll be able to push back any Zerglings as well. Outmoves a probe. That probe most likely going to get taken down, but the pylon has already been laid down, so we should be seeing a warp gate nearing completion, and now going into more of a 4-gate. So xiaOt using a 4-gate strategy to try to put on early aggression. Dimaga does not have any Roach Wardens yet. He does have the Evolution Chamber and going for an early Claw upgrade. So these Zerglings will be able to slash their way through these Zealots and these Sentries very easily, as this Warp Gate as these Warp Gates are now being researched up. It looks as though xiaOt is going to start warping in these units very soon. And with 400 minerals and 400 gas, should be able to warp in a lot of units very quickly, just because the zealots or sentries are not very mineral heavy. So already warped in 4 sentries, gonna let them gather up some energy, then she'll be able to warp in 4 zealots right behind it very easily as well. We have a forge now coming in, so hopefully xiaOt will get some weapons upgrades as well, as the level 1 weapon upgrades on those zealots just absolutely critical and crucial. Back over here, the level 1 melee attack nearing completion as well. So Dimaga gonna have a large number of Zerglings with that weapons upgrade. 32 Zerglings with that level 1 weapon upgrade, and it will make a very, very hard time or very difficult time for xiaOt to really counteract this. Army-wise, xiaOt sitting on also has what, these 6 sentries. So these 6 sentries plus those zealots should be able to help the sentries have a little bit of a range, and by using those do not agree with that. xiaOt getting a little bit clumsy there, losing one zealot very needlessly in that whole entire engagement, and now Zerglings in open field will be able to just simply destroy all of these units over here. Are those Zerglings going to come back? Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of a surround here. This is not looking good. Down go a couple of those, nice force fields, pushing all of these units around, and wow, creating a little bit of a box for these sentries to hide and cower in. These Zerglings may try to do a run by, but a pylon has already been placed down. Sentries now getting taken down. Zerglings with that very fast attack speed coming in, trying to dish out that damage. Zealots now moving away, and now a large army being warped in over here. So xiaOt really playing off of that aggression card, may be able to push on in. There are spine crawlers down over here with a queen, though. The queens do have enough, or that queen has enough for 2 transfusions, so that's going to be a very difficult play. Zerglings now perhaps going to try to do a little bit of a surround, and now a very large army now coming in. 1,400 mineral army coming in. Will it be enough to finish off this whole entire fight? Transfusion. One transfusion already saving up, saving that spine crawler, and now another queen, more queens coming in, more transfusion, most likely going to save this whole entire 4-gate push. And xiaOt losing a lot, or taking a lot of damage here. This one spine crawler constantly getting transfused off of this, and wow, this spine crawler really saving the whole entire damage here, and unable to focus it down, and that's really the problem. Down to 48 hit points, 50 hit points, so 3 or 4 more shots from those stalkers. One focus fire would have been enough. Wow, what a great play. Dimaga really needs to get another transfusion off onto that spine crawler to really keep it in play, but xiaOt holding back for really no reason, does not know that that spine crawler is so low on hit points, trying to macro up an even larger army. But I think xiaOt may have missed his window of opportunity on this whole entire engagement. Now in comes a couple, 2 force fields. Zerglings, however, able to do a quick run around. Zealots trying to do a little bit of an engagement, trying to take on the spine crawler. Spine crawler finally goes down, but the Zerglings are going to finish off the rest of these zealots. And that level 1 claw upgrade simply tearing through these zealots. Zealots now coming in a single file line, trying to deal with these queens as well. One queen able to transfuse another, and things not looking good here. Zerglings causing this whole entire fight to push back even further. More units trying to be warped in over here, but as this is happening, the harvester count of Dimaga only seen on 14, so xiaOt even has a stronger economy, but still, losses-wise, we see that Dimaga losing 2775, while xiaOt losing 5150, and those transfusions were absolutely critical in fending off that whole entire attack. xiaOt with the larger force, unable to hold on and continue this push, and things are looking very, very bad now. xiaOt needing to really regroup himself. xiaOt doesn't have really the economy, and all it will take for Dimaga is off of, what, 2 hatcheries to power drone twice and be able to get back into this game. Zerglings now venturing a little bit too far, trying to take down this base. Zerglings now getting taken down, but really the static defense of Dimaga, too much to fight off. Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between Dimaga and xiaOt here on Metalopolis. Come on, come on.